What's good, YouTube? It's your boy 2K the God here. I'm back live and direct, hitting your front side with another one. You know what I'm saying? So, AB, always black. This motherfucker claps at Tim Bradley, and it's actually a clap back. You know what I'm saying? It's a response. And you know what? Once again, as I said in the damn Gervonta Tank Davis video when they had their little fake ass beef, I'll say it again. I'm riding with AB again, man, for the second time ever. You know what I'm saying? Tim Bradley comes out and says, in response to fighting Adrien Broner, and I quote, I'm kind of paraphrasing a little bit, so it is what it is. I would like a fight with Broner. I think that would be a good tune-up. Why not? Key phrase, tune up. Blatant disrespect of the once 135-pound champion, right? Adrien Broner comes back and says, "Hey, Tim Bradley, stop playing with me. I will beat your ass, bitch ass nigga. Talking about tune up, nigga. I will tune your bitch ass up. Stop talking crazy, bald head Uncle Tom ass nigga." I agree. And the funny part is, let me say this: I don't agree that Adrien Broner fucks him up, but I agree about what he said about him being an Uncle Tom. You know, phrase is kind of outdated, but it is what it is. I know what he means by that. I agree, dog. It's funny because I just finished telling people recently, right before this shit happened, that it was actually in response to Jamal Charlo basically playing the villain. the Charlo twins playing the villain. I said Tim Bradley had the opportunity to be the villain. Okay, in order to be the villain, or I'm sorry, in order to get paid, you know, the Floyd Mayweather way, you gotta be the villain. That's how Floyd Mayweather got the infamous popularity that he got, because everybody hated this motherfucker so much that they wanted to see him lose, so they paid for all of his fights. And of course, coupled that with the fact that he actually had fans that liked him, right? So when you become the villain, that is that gives you more of a possibility to maximize your dollars. You know what I'm saying? I was saying that Tim Bradley had this opportunity when he beat fucking Manny Pacquiao the first time, but he's too much of a fucking top-ranked errand boy to want to be the villain. He's too much of a, quote, nice guy. The motherfucker cares too much about what people think about him. Perfect example of this, after he won the first fight against Pacquiao, which I wholeheartedly agree, I had him winning the first fight against Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? After he won, he's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I won 8 rounds to 4. You know, I'm gonna go back and watch it, but I won 8 rounds to 4. A week later, after all the threats, the phone calls, niggas talking about, hey, yo, Tim Bradley, I'm gonna beat your motherfucking ass, nigga. I'm gonna fuck you up. Who is this? Nobody. Hang up the phone. Just like bitch niggas do. Bitch ass fans do. You know what I'm saying? All talk, all bark, no bite, right? Tim Bradley actually gave into that bullshit. Comes back a week later. Well, I think I lost the fight. And it's like, nigga, what the fuck you mean, dog? You just said a week ago that you was sure you won 8 rounds to 4. Now it's, well, I could have lost the fight. So that tells you right there, man, he's scared of what people think about him. He's a top-ranked errand boy. Another example, the motherfucker goes into the Ruslan Provodnikov fight right after that and fights like a complete fucking dumbass to the point where he almost gets knocked the fuck out. Okay? He went back to actually fighting the way he should have fought the entire fight, which was outbox Ruslan Provodnikov. Hell, John Molina Jr. outboxed Ruslan. Of course, Tim Bradley would have been able to do it. The Ruslan back then is the same fucking Ruslan we see now. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't changed anything. He hasn't gotten better or worse. Motherfuckers are just outboxing him. Okay? So he goes to actually boxing him and banks enough rounds to actually get a close-ass decision at the end of the fight, when in all actuality, the nigga should have won 120 to fucking 108. But instead, he cared too much about what the fans think about him, so the nigga decided to slug with a extreme slugger with excellent power. Dumbass nigga. Okay? Then you got him going into the second Pacquiao fight. It's clear cut what you need to do. Continue doing what the fuck you did in the first fight, which he actually did, right? In the first half of that fight, he was actually winning the first half of that fight. I still remember that beautiful ass straight right hand that lifted Manny Pacquiao off his feet. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, he claims that he tore his calf muscle, right? And he decided to knock Manny Pacquiao out, which I don't believe in that injury, because before the fight, he was telling people he was going to try to knock Manny Pacquiao out. So all he really did was go to the strategy that he was telling us before the fight that he was going to do in the first place. And that's what he did. And Manny Pacquiao became Floyd Mayweather in the ring, outboxing this nigga, eluding his punches, making him miss, looking stupid as fuck. He made Manny Pacquiao look like Floyd Mayweather, dog. You know what I'm saying? And he lost. And then, oh my God, the third fight, which I like to call, the third fight was actually a porno. And what I mean by that is, this motherfucker Tim Bradley literally gave Manny Pacquiao fellatio in the middle of the ring at the end of the fight. You know what I'm saying? Top ranked errand boy. Bob Arum was like, first of all, you're going to go in the ring. You're going to fucking lose this fight. And then you're going to talk about how great Manny Pacquiao is at the end of the fight. Shit, Bob Arum probably didn't even need to tell him that shit. Tim Bradley, the errand boy and the coon and the Uncle Tom nigga that he is, he probably already had that shit on standby. You know, Bob Arum was like, hey, I'm gonna want you to, and Tim Bradley interrupted him. Yes, sir, boss. Yes, sir, boss. I already know what you want me to do, boss. I already know what you want me to do, boss. Get the fuck out of here, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Talking about some, ooh, wee. That was his response to the knockdown he suffered in the third fight against Manny Pacquiao. This grown-ass man literally emasculated himself in the ring on camera in front of millions and said, ooh, wee. Oh my God, that was some Heather Hunter style fellatio in that goddamn ring, man. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And then after that, of course, you got him coming out with that bullshit. I should have did a video on this, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Coming out with that bullshit about a possibility of fighting Errol Spence. The nigga answers the question in a ducking manner. Like, why I gotta fight Errol Spence? You know, I don't give a damn about no titles. I ain't gotta fight no Errol Spence. Just straight duck shit out of Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. And just completely duck these motherfuckers. Duck the question. He's not trying to fight Keith Thurman. He's not trying to fight anybody else in the division. For some reason, the WBO has him still ranked number 1. You know, he's even ranked number 1 over my daughter's school teacher, Jeff Horn. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's fucking ridiculous, dog. This nigga should not be ranked by any organization because he's not trying to fight nobody. He hasn't fought since he fought Manny Pacquiao. So, and that was what? That's going on a year. He ain't done shit. And he lost that fight on top of that. So he ain't done shit. Get this nigga out the ranking system like you did Amir Khan. You know what I mean? So, anyway, I'm done with this cooning ass nigga. Back to the whole matter at hand. I agree wholeheartedly with Adrien Broner. Shut your bitch ass up, nigga. You ain't done enough. At 147, you fight nothing but blown up 140 pounders. You have still yet to take on a full-fledged 147 pound fighter and actually beat that nigga. You know what I'm saying? You got draws with Diego Chavez. I thought you won that fight, but it was still a fucking draw. You let Jesse Vargas piece you up in the 12th round and shit, made you look stupid as fuck. Almost knocked you out. The nigga only has a 27% KO rate. You know what I'm saying? But you did win 11 straight rounds, I'll give you that. And then, of course, you gave Manny Pacquiao a thorough head. I mean, it was probably the best head Manny Pacquiao's ever gotten, and that's including his wife. You know what I'm saying? I mean, man, get the fuck out of here, bro. You have no business calling anybody a fucking tune-up. And that's even Adrien Broner, a guy that I do not think highly of, as y'all already know. He still shouldn't be calling Adrien Broner a fucking tune-up. Alright? Now, there was a point in time I was very high on Tim Bradley. I remember the Timothy Bradley versus Junior Witter fight. I remember Tim Bradley versus Kendall Holt. I remember Tim Bradley versus Nate Campbell. Man, I was high as fuck on Tim Bradley versus Lamont Peterson. Gave Lamont Peterson his first loss. Just bullied that nigga in the ring. Made him look all bad and shit. I was really high on Tim Bradley. There was a point where I was advocating for a Tim Bradley versus Floyd Mayweather fight. You know what I'm saying? But over the years, it's really been after the first Manny Pacquiao fight, he's completely changed himself. He's no longer that old Tim Bradley. So right now, I don't know. This is a close-ass fight. It depends on what Tim Bradley shows up. If it's a Tim Bradley that fought Brandon Rios and Jesse Vargas minus the 12th round, hey, I think he does beat Adrien Broner. If it's a Tim Bradley that showed up against Manny Pacquiao in the third fight, the Tim Bradley that showed up against Ruslan Provodnikov, the Tim Bradley that showed up against Diego Chavez, he might fucking take an L in that fight. So, you know what, man? Honestly, there's really nowhere else for Adrien Broner to go. He gets his ass whooped by Errol Spence. He gets his ass whooped by Keith Thurman. He possibly gets his ass whooped by Danny Garcia. He possibly gets his ass whooped by Lamont Peterson, but Lamont Peterson don't want that fight because of the link with Barry Hunter, okay? He possibly gets his ass whooped by Kell Brook. I mean, that's all the top fighters at 147. He really can't beat none of them niggas. So, Tim Bradley's really, realistically, you know, one of the only other guys that he might be able to contend with. And again, like I said, it depends on what Tim Bradley shows up. The older Tim Bradley, he can't beat that nigga neither. So, guys like Adrien Broner and Lamont Peterson, man, they're really in between a rock and a hard place, man, being at 147. They really need to try to squeeze their big asses back into a 140-pound frame, dog. That's really where they got the best shot at being a world champion. Alright, YouTube, I'm done with this shit, man. Let me know what you think about AB clapping back at cooning ass Tim Bradley, aka the top-ranked Aaron boy. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do in the comment section will be real. This is real talk for real fans. 1.